The 2020 Motorsports Show with Fonda promoter, Georgetown promoter, Short Track Super Series owner, Brett Deyo, man of many hats. First of all, how's the show going for you so far?
It's actually really strong attendance today considering the weather. It's kind of like our Short Track Super Series weather. It's a little tough outside today, but the turnout's been great. The interest has been good, and it's the same. The last couple of years, things have really been positive in racing as a whole. You know, people are out spending, they're going, and they're buying things, and that's great. You know, it's good for the industry.
Absolutely. So as we're about 2-3 weeks away now from your debut down in Florida at the All-Tech Speedway. How's things looking, car counts and everything for that?
We're not used to starting when it's warm, so hopefully it is. You know, usually Georgetown's cold and windy, but the attendance I think is going to be really strong from a car count point of view. I think we'll definitely be in the 40s with the modifieds, and looking at probably mid-30s with the crate division. The racetrack down there, it's continually getting improved. We were down there last week and adding more lights, new catch fence in 1 and 2, new pit grandstands, bigger camping area. I mean, they're taking our event very seriously, and they have the Lucas Oil Series also at the tail end of our speed week. So the racetrack looks awesome. It looks beautiful. I think we're going to have, hopefully it's nice weather, people have fun, and it becomes an annual event. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You've never been afraid to take chances, you know, and pretty much every chance you've taken has proved to be successful. Are you thinking something like this you can continue from year to year?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, the amount of fun that people are going to have is out of our hands now. You know, we put up a good purse, we got a good schedule, but we just hope the weather's good. You know, if the weather's good and it's warm and people are enjoying themselves and the wives and the families are having fun and being in Florida in February, I think there's potential for, you know, an annual event down there, and hopefully the weather gods shine on us and we have a good week down there.
Yeah, fast forward to, 2020 up here in the Northeast. You got another ambitious schedule planned for yourself, a lot of driving, a lot of miles back and forth from Georgetown to Fonda and all your other tracks. How's the Short Track Super Series looking for 2020 and Fonda and Georgetown?
The series really looks good this year. We've got some people coming back. We've got some new drivers. You know, I'm leaning on a car right here. Larry White that'll be joining our series this year. And, you know, you're starting to see things on Facebook. You know, see Justin Ayers today with American Racers on his car. And it seems like the interest in the series is up this year. We're going back to 5 Mile Point, which made everyone's head spin on New Year's Day. It wasn't April Fool's. We are doing it. The 70th anniversary race. We're going to Bridgeport this year on the new layout, which I'm looking forward to. You know, I've been friends with Doug Rose for a lot of years since I was writing for Area Auto, and I'm glad to be part of his first season there. You know, I think that it's kind of a grassroots season for us. You know, we went back to the draw for the South region, got rid of the time trials. You know, going back to 5 Mile Point and tracks like Woodhull and Afton twice and Thunder Mountain. It really is a series that a small team can do on these little tracks and be competitive. And I look at them like restrictor plate races. When you go into a place like Accord, everybody's got a chance. And you know, it's definitely a grassroots season, getting rid of the time trials, focusing on the small tracks in the North region. And you know, Fonda, we're excited. We just finished a huge clay project, a $66,000 project to resurface the whole track, 8 to 12 inches all the way around. We've got a lot going on there, 1,000 to take the green this year for the Fonda 200, 53,000 to win again, our Dollar Night, the Firecracker 50, which was a huge event last year, a couple of $5 nights, so that things are good. And then Georgetown Speedway, we've been working this winter. Just redid the pit grandstands, finishing that up, finished up some drainage work in the infield, and the inside walls we put in for the last race of the season. They were really well received. No more racing around tires, so drivers like that. And you know, starting out with Kenny Schrader coming for the Melvin Joseph race. You know, Kenny's got so many good stories, and he'll be there for the whole weekend. And we're also up to 10,049 to win this year for our opener, which is exciting. And you know, our traditional big races at Georgetown, we've got the Blast at the Beach, the Mid-Atlantic Championship, 2 races this year for the wingless 360s because they were awesome last year. We're going to decide their championship. URC's back, monster truck, circus. We got it all. It's definitely a busy year.
All right, now get to the. You've always been on the, I'm not gonna say outlaw side, but where the rules come into play. You have rules, obviously, but you know there's a big thing going on in modified racing now. Rules, 4 links, motors. You seem to be one that tries to appease everyone. Mm-hmm. And you know, what are your thoughts on all this motors and rules, without naming names or anything like that, but just, what are your thoughts about it?
The 430 program and the Open 360s, you're seeing more and more of them being built, and the prices are going down. I saw something the other day at Mullins in the Midwest. You got a brand new 430 for $23,000 with 850 horsepower. I mean, that's a very affordable option. In fact, it's probably a few $1,000s less than most people are spending on a spec motor. The biggest thing with the motors is, our Northeast engine builders for so long have built spec 358s and big blocks. And maybe they're not as up to speed as some of the people, the national engine builders. And, when teams start looking outside the Northeast at engines, they can find them pretty affordably. And honestly, right now there's more tracks with open rules than there are with either a big block or a spec. When you start going through New York at, Woodhull, Outlaw, 5 Mile, Thunder Mountain, Afton, Penn Can, Fonda, you start looking like, man, we actually have the predominant motor package that our series has. The 4-link caught a lot of us by surprise. I think it probably would have been a lot better handled if we had a meeting, a modified industry meeting, that was not just myself, but Dirt Car and some of the bigger unsanctioned tracks, a track like Grandview. Everyone should have had a say in it, and they didn't. And the way it was handled, I think, is probably the bigger problem than actually if we're going to allow them or not. It was just really poorly handled at a poor time of the off season, 40 days from Florida. We're obviously going to continue to allow them. People have run them for years. We do have a set of rules that'll go out next week to all of our American racer tracks, setting parameters for them so they don't get to the point where you have, what happened with Jonathan Davenport and Device and this and that. 4-links have been successful for years. I mean, Kenny Tremont ran with them, Mimi DeSantis ran with them, Todd Burley over the years. Just a very strange decision. I think that's why it got so much buzz on social media.
All right, well, we're here with Brett Deyo, and looking forward to a very nice 2020 season, and I know I'm looking forward, so I can't wait to get to Georgia. I can't make Florida, but we get to Georgetown in March. Thanks, Brett.
Warm.